You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. In today's episode, we are going to look at a fairly recent example of why it is important to have the right insurance coverage for your Texas church. In June of 2024, abuse allegations against the head pastor at Gateway Church in Southlake surfaced. The accusations were very serious and caused grief throughout the communities in Northeast Tarrant County. And let me be clear, this episode is not about turning someone else's pain into content. It's about the lessons learned that can help other churches. What happened at Gateway Church was heartbreaking for the congregation and the community, and it was deeply unsettling for churches everywhere. But moments like these forced church leaders to stop and ask questions, because faithful stewardship means being prepared for realities we pray never show up at our door. As church leaders all over Texas watched in horror while the Gateway situation unfolded in Southlake, many wondered if their church would be able to weather a storm like that. Preparing for this kind of situation is difficult, but having a well-constructed church insurance package can ease the burden when something like this shows up on your church's doorstep. One of the most dangerous assumptions churches make is believing insurance only matters if the church did something wrong. That's just not how the real world works. Legal defense costs start adding up before anyone has truly figured out who did what. There are several liability coverages that should be part of your church's insurance package. Number one is abuse and molestation coverage. It covers what general liability does not. When written correctly, the policy will respond by providing a lawyer, covering legal defense costs, and paying for any settlements or verdicts. Second is a directors and officers policy. D&O coverage exists to protect church leaders from personal financial exposure tied to decisions they made while serving the church. Without it, elders and board members can find themselves personally named in lawsuits. Gateway's situation highlights how quickly leadership decisions, communication, and governance practices come under a microscope. And lastly, a third liability coverage that should be part of every church insurance package is professional liability or errors and omissions coverage. This is essential for churches that provide professional services such as counseling, education, and pastoral care. This insurance protects against claims of negligence, errors, or omissions in these services. It can also cover any directly misleading information that is provided from the pulpit or over broadcasts of services. This provides a fantastic safety net for not only potential spiritual abuse that might occur, but also poor advice that might be given. Gateway's story reminds us that these situations don't stay neat or contained. They tend to grow and invite additional scrutiny. While having the right insurance is key, it doesn't make a situation go away. It can, however, keep one moment from permanently crippling your church's ability to minister to the community. And if there's one big takeaway from Gateway for Texas churches, it is this: hoping that something bad never happens is not the same as being protected if it does. Faithful stewardship, knowing what your policy actually covers. If you're not sure whether your church has directors and officers coverage, professional liability protection, or real abuse and molestation coverage, now is the time to find out. Reach out to the church insurance specialists at Insurance for Texans. We'll walk through it with you, answer your questions honestly, and help you understand where you stand. Contact us at insurancefortexans.com. And if you would like to better understand church insurance in general, get a free copy of our book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember, a little preparation today goes a long way towards a better tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.